What's up, y'all? It's your boy Static Shy back with another YouTube video. Y'all already know I've been going for a while. My last post was like 2 weeks ago. That's bad. It's bad. But I'm gonna try to stay consistent as much as possible. A lot's been going on with work and everything, but we gotta get back into some more Marvel talk, whether it's Marvel or DC. But today it's gonna be Marvel, as you can see. It's gonna be Marvel today. So, as you guys know, Mahershala Ali, I think that's his name, is going to be playing Blade. It's going to be playing Blade. That's a good pick right there. That's what we're starting with for this video. So, but this video is going to be about Blade versus Wolverine. But I wanted to mention the actor because I think that is a perfect fit for Blade, even though it's like Blade is one of those characters like how Wolverine and Iron Man is. It's hard to replace Wesley Snipes as Blade. It's hard to replace Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. It's hard to replace Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. But that's besides the point. Yo, I read this Blade versus Wolverine comic, and I want to break down who would win and how it went in the comic, of course. But I want to give you guys my opinion on how I think the fight will go and why. So this is the comic right here. I bought this comic at Time Warp Comics. It's in Long Island. If you live in New York, you could go get it. It's a bunch of them. It's a bunch of these. Yeah, you know, get a more visual look at it. All right. That comic was actually beautiful. I picked up on a lot of things. I actually learned some things from the characters. So boom, what we're gonna talk about is we're gonna start with Blade. Blade, his name is Eric Brooks. His power is like he's a half vampire, half human, all that stuff. So he's a daywalker. He can walk in the sunlight. Other vampires don't get that privilege. All right. So he possesses all their strengths and all their weaknesses. The only weakness to him is the fact that he has that thirst for blood, and he doesn't like that. He more likely embraces his human side more than his vampire side. Only his vampire side when he's doing hunting, when he's hunting other vampires. So he has superhuman strength. His aging is slowed down. It's not like to the point where how you see Deadpool and Wolverine like where they look the same. Now it's just that his age is just slowed down. Eventually you will see him get old and all that. So he has a healing factor. Of course he has that thirst for blood, superhuman speed, durability and all that. Oh, and he's a great martial artist, swordsman and marksman. So that's that right there for Blade. That's for Wolverine. His name is Logan, but some people know him as James Howlett, all this other stuff. It's a lot of names he has, yada, yada, yada. And you already know he went under this experiment for Weapon X, and they basically bonded the adamantium to his skeleton structure. So now he has indestructible skeleton skin and all that. So when you shoot him, you know, it's gonna heal. He has a healing factor. He has animal instincts. Retractable claws. I think that's the word for it. Hope that's the word for it. But yes, and they are apparently the sharpest knives on the planet, as Captain America said in Ultimate Spider-Man. Okay, so in the comic, the reason why Blade and Wolverine are fighting and all stuff, let's get down to the storyline of it. Basically, Wolverine is helping Blade with vampire hunting and everything, and there's something called a creed, like a whole vampire, like, you know, league or whatever, something going on, and how vampires are obtaining mutants' powers and all that. So Wolverine's helping Blade. Then they finish one stage and everything. So then now they both going their separate ways, but they're doing like, you know, other investigations. So Blade, he's, you know, going after a vampire and he's getting information, as much information as possible. Wolverine went to Doctor Strange with some things, and Doctor Strange is basically showing prophecies and all this, and there's an image of Blade and Wolverine fighting and all that. So then Wolverine's like, huh? That's me and Blade right there. And then, Wolverine is starting to become suspicious and thinking that, oh, Blade did sleep with a Creed. And that's very like, what? You don't like vampires. And you don't like the Creed, but you're sleeping with one. So he's assuming that, you know, something's going on with Blade. Then Blade is getting information, so now he's assuming that Wolverine's an imposter and that Wolverine's not Wolverine, that it's a vampire Wolverine or whatever, or something happened to him. So now they both got other thoughts of each other. They cross paths. Blade is up on like a high standard area, and Wolverine is walking into like the place or whatever. So now Wolverine is saying, I hope he knows that like I could sense him and everything, so it'll be smart if he stays in the shadows. And Blade was like, I have an advantage now that I'm at higher grounds. So then yes, they both came down. It wasn't a big fight scene, but it was pretty cool. And Blade slashed Wolverine on, so yo, Blade did a little damage. I'm not gonna even hold. Did something. And then Wolverine slashed Blade like right here. Like it didn't get his eye, just get like right here and stuff. And Wolverine was telling Blade, why would you even try to attack me with your vampire, equipment that's used for vampires, not used for somebody like me. And then they realized, there was nothing wrong with each other. There was nothing wrong with each other. But when Wolverine's like, you see them healing. Like Blade, of course, it took a little bit longer than Wolverine's. Wolverine's was more instant. But yeah, Blade, you see that his wound is starting to heal up a bit, so that you can see the healing factors kicking in this comics. Another thing is what happened was there was another Wolverine, it's a clone, but this one's a vampire and all that stuff. So, and the reason how that happened is because when they were fighting vampires, one of the vampires had sliced off a huge chunk of Wolverine, like shoulder right here, and they took that and used that as DNA to create another Wolverine, but vampire-wise, still possesses Wolverine's powers, but just a vampire. So then they're like, yo, how do we take this guy down? And they remember the image of Blade and Wolverine. Wolverine was at a low ground, Blade was high. It's crazy how that's how it happened when they met each other and they was about to fight each other. Blade was at a higher ground, Wolverine was low. So Wolverine said, remember the image I showed you? And Blade was like, yeah. And Wolverine said, Blade, you go high, I go low. And they went after the Wolverine guy. Vampire Wolverine dead. So, yes, that's pretty much of the comic. But I'm going to give you guys my opinion on who I think would win the fight. But first, I'm going to break it down, alright? Blade, I like Blade. I'm not going to lie. I love Blade. People think I don't love Blade, but I actually do. Especially the Wesley Snipes. I think there was another Blade, like a show with Sticky Fingers, I think that's his name, who played Blade. I know something about Blade. I know something about him. Alright? So with Blade, he has something what I like to call a blood rush. Yeah, I like to call it a blood rush. Like, when he finally gets that taste of blood, especially if it's a whole bunch of blood, that's when I feel like he's unstoppable. He's really strong. Like, all his senses is heightened and all that stuff. Everything is kicked up. So I think his strength, his healing factors, all that stuff is gonna like come into play. Like, it's just gonna increase dramatically. So I feel like that would be a problem with Wolverine was to fight Blade. But that's if, which I highly doubt. Blade has blood in his system. Like, he actually drinks some human blood, or was he drink some Wolverine's blood? But I highly doubt he would do that. But he is a skilled martial artist, very skilled, and even though, let's see, bullets don't do nothing to Wolverine really, but Blade would give Wolverine a run. Even y'all already know who I think is gonna win. It's gonna be Wolverine. But the reason why I would have to say Wolverine is because Wolverine, his healing factor. But you guys gotta remember this: Wolverine's healing factor, it's stronger when he got enough rest, when he ate and all that stuff. So like, if he hasn't eaten in a couple while, he hasn't got enough sleep in a while, it's gonna take longer for him to heal. It's gonna take much longer. And I think that happened. I saw that at X-Men Evolution. It was episode, I think, with X-23, and it was taking him a while to heal. I can't fully remember, but I know that is a fact about Wolverine. If he hasn't had enough food in his system, enough sleep and everything, his healing factor will slow down. It won't heal as fast as, normal, usual. So if he's got enough sleep, which is funny, it was weird, I don't know, but yeah, if he had all that stuff, then yeah, his healing factor would be crazy in the fight. Wolverine, another thing you guys gotta realize about Wolverine with this fight, if him and Blade was to fight, Wolverine, even though we know Wolverine, he has some sort of martial arts skills. Because remember, he's been alive for a while. For a while, so that's a lot of experience right there. That's a huge one right there. Experience. He's been in this field for like years. So that, and he's already like endured a lot of pain, like that experiment adamantium process. That's a lot of pain. So he knows what pain feels like. He gets chunks torn off of his body, like limbs and everything, and he still regrows, regenerates, all that. So that's another part. I've seen like an image of where Wolverine, like, you know, his claws is in play like this, but I never read that comic. I have to. I'm gonna read that tonight on a Marvel Unlimited app. So, cause I wanna see how that comic goes. Cause I never knew that Blade could survive that. Well, hopefully, cause he was smiling with Wolverine's claws going through his head. So, who knows? Maybe Blade could actually survive that. But I don't know, man. I feel like if Wolverine was to chop Blade's arm off, I don't know if it would regrow. But then again, it might, because in the first Blade, when he chopped that guy's hand off, his hand regrew, but it just looked terrible. It looked very ugly, nasty. Yeah. But I honestly would have to say I would go Wolverine for this one because of the experience, his healing factor, and yeah. And Wolverine also has something called Berserker mode, Berserker Rage, all that stuff. So it's a problem. It's a huge problem. He almost actually killed Professor X one time being in Berserker Rage. I saw that fun fact on Marvel's website, somewhere on Instagram. But yeah, they said everybody better run and all that stuff. So that's who I think would win in a fight with Blade versus Wolverine. So yeah, you guys let me know in the comment section below what if you guys want me to do more versus videos, because I'm actually thinking about doing that, finding more versus comics and then reading them, see who wins in the comic, or if it's a tie, if I could break down it, if I could do a tiebreaker and see who would actually win. So I'm gonna see if I can keep doing that. If you guys really want that, let me know in the comment section below. If you're new to this YouTube channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and Hulk smash that bell button for more content. Please Hulk smash that bell button for more content, alright? This is Static Shy, heading out.